Issue 29. We start out with an explanation that there's frequent earthquakes on the bed of the lake in Aquatic Ruin Zone. Oh, that's something original. And these earthquakes, probably from too much magic, raise thousands of years old objects from the ancient sunken city into view, rather than destroying them. This time, the earthquake conveniently raises a giant statue of a human-looking masked warrior. I wonder if Eggman will take advantage of this. Sonic, in his hideout, shows how impatient he is by immediately telling Kintobor to spit it out already after just a short sentence from him. He also simply calls him computer, when he wasn't always a computer. Why is Kintobor remotely comfortable with not only being treated like that, but being just a head and not having a full-on body? Nicole didn't put up with that. Kintobor explains that he's been hacking into one of Eggman's spy satellites and is getting a strange image from Aquatic Ruin Zone that's worth checking out. Sonic asks where the gang is and is told that Johnny and Porker are still away on a mission to gather information, and Tails has gone missing again. Why did they need to send Johnny and Porker away on a mission to gather information when Kintobor can get information just like that? He wonders what he's up to, going missing all the time, rather than assuming he's been kidnapped. And he warps to the statue with a star pose and sees some flying badniks trying to shoot lasers at him. He frees the badniks with homing attacks, and he gets hit by a blue laser, but he must have had rings since he's not even singed. He somehow has enough time to call out the badnik on calling him an organic battery while it's busy flying at him and he's standing still, and throws a rock at it to free the animal trapped inside, probably throwing it at super speed to make it like a missile. How else would it have that effect? He tells the civilians to hide, dodges the arrows easily with a super speed, making me very jealous since they always hit you from behind in the game. And Sonic goes underwater and naturally lampshades how an ancient civilization could build ruins like this and then just vanish. Yeah, that could be applied to any advanced society. Fortunately, it will be justified later. He briefly opens his mouth underwater from surprise, which somehow doesn't immediately result in him getting water in his mouth. And he gets trapped, and thinks that some days it's just not worth getting out of bed. Suddenly, the giant statue starts moving, and is nice enough to pick him up out of the water. This sentinel says that he doesn't know Eggman, and was built by the Ancient Ones, that he knows are ancients, apparently, to guard over the city, and he's been asleep for more than 2,000 years. Somehow being aware of exactly how long he's been unconscious right after he woke up, and with no access to the internet. Sonic remarks, "I'm a heavy sleeper myself, but that's ridiculous." I love his charming dialogue. The statue man explains that as the city began to sink into the lake, his masters were preparing to leave the planet, rather than doing something to keep the city from sinking. And he was caught in a tremor and trapped. Why'd they leave the planet anyways? Sonic sarcastically calls his masters charming for abandoning him. Then, because he was built to protect the city and there's no people in the city left, he self-destructs emotionlessly, probably not having the free will to follow Sonic's suggestion to help fight Eggman. Sonic's then a good audience surrogate by complaining, "Well, thanks a heap, buddy." Alright then, that was pointless. Why introduce this inexplicably alive statue guy? Meanwhile, the next story, Tails avoids a monster that has annoying dialogue about wanting to eat him, and eventually his evasion skills get the monster to fall to his doom. And so Centaur women thank Tails because that griffin had been terrorizing their village for weeks. At least they don't know who he is, so they agree to call him Tails just fine. He's led to the Centaur village that I misread as being called Forgettable at first, and Tails complains about being inexplicably called Sir Tails. Are they gonna ignore his request to get named whatever he wants to? He's told that he can take their swiftest boat to go find the goblin that passed over their village in a flying one yesterday. Tails once again wishes it was Sonic who was in the Nameless Zone, which is getting really annoying and repetitive by this point. I get it! Sonic's such a Gary Stu, and he's stunted Tails' confidence. At least this makes him more relatable than just being an arrogant brat like in the Tails Adventure adaptation. When his boat starts going up to the goblin ship, he panics about not being able to stop the ship, and the story ends with him being approached by a goblin villain. The first story, by Nigel Kitching, felt totally pointless because the Sentinel built to protect the ancient city of aquatic ruins just self-destructs mindlessly after a convenient earthquake conveniently wakes it up, when he could have helped fight Eggman and been the hero of another story. Not that I want to see him again, but still. That was pointless. Fortunately, it's not as pointless as it looks. And the second story, by Mark Isles, has Tails defeat a Griffon when it accidentally jumps to its doom trying to attack him. But it can fly. What, was its wing damaged? And he gets annoyingly praised as a hero for it way too easily when he didn't defeat it on purpose. This feels condescending. I mean, it's like, is this the only way that he can ever be acknowledged as a hero? Can he be praised for things he actually accomplished on purpose? Either way, this gets the Centaur people to give him a boat, which brings him to confront the goblins in the next issue. The plot was so basic, he just evades a monster and finds a boat. And it's getting increasingly annoying how often he complains about how Sonic isn't the one on the adventure, and how people won't listen to him. But I'm always pretty interested in engaging seeing how his solo adventures will play out since they aren't as predictable as Sonic's stories.